Hello and good morning, Central York. We're back with episode 26. That is right now, and our topic today is what happens in remote learning. I did get a text from someone at the time of this recording. They basically asked, is remote learning, is it where school, like, it's a mix between Schoology or Zoom, or is it one or the other? And so, like, I don't know if anybody else has that question, so I kind of just want to give my thoughts on it. I gave her my thought on it too. I might be wrong, but I think I'm probably right. Most of the time I'm right, but now that I say that, I'm going to jinx it. So, knock on wood, because I might jinx it. Water. So, of course, kind of to jump right into things, because I don't have any announcements before or after this, so hooray. I do have an announcement at the end of this, so. So, what happens in remote learning? So, as you know, and if you want a little bit more explanation, so as you know, there were four choices. There was what we call in-person. It's basically total traditional, full-time traditional. That's what it is. They had remote, which was technically full-time remote. There was CYCA, the Cyber Academy of the school, and then there was Lincoln Edge. If you want more context on that, that is Central's Reopening Part 4, where I talk about that. I don't know which episode that. I think it's like, I could probably look it up now. That would be episode 19. That's a while ago. So, so if you chose, I was trying to figure out what to say. If you chose remote learning, we don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, we don't even know what traditional is going to look like, but at least we have an idea of both. But we know what traditional is. I mean, all of us have gone in class and sat there with, whatever device and listened to them drone on about, I don't know, nouns and adjectives, grammar and math, science and history, whatever subject you didn't like, whatever. But when we left on Friday the 13th of March, that's right, it was, we didn't expect to not go back for another, 3 months? I think a lot of, when we left on that day, of course it was a half day too, so it was awesome. When we left, we thought, most people that I was talking to, they thought we would just be closed for that Monday. Oh, we'll just be closed for one day, then we'll go right back to school. They're just going to sanitize everything. That's all they're going to do. No. It turned into, I think it was like a month, 2 weeks or a month, and then it turned into inevitable, or, it turned into never. And so we had to really sit at home with our iPads. And kind of the thing behind what I think is last year the teachers only had the training for Schoology. And it wasn't until about the last 2 weeks that they got the training for Zoom done. And, with Zoom, they started it, but it wasn't mandatory. I think that's just because it was new for everything. People didn't have Wi-Fi. They started, Xfinity started offering us, I guess it's a lesser, I think it's like free Wi-Fi or something, or like a smaller fee. And now, now everyone has Wi-Fi. Now everyone is able to do this from home. I have to take a breather. That was a lot of talking. And of course, trying to relax now. So, people are thinking about, should we do remote because we just have this? So, people don't know if it's total Zoom because, we have this they have that certification now, and they can also link it to the classroom, so it's like it's almost like in-person teaching, but it's a little bit different. Or it would be totally Schoology with no interaction with anyone except for emails. Or would it be both? Now, by total Zoom, I mean like we're on Zoom classes all day, for each period. God, I feel horrible now. I don't know why. I feel very relaxed all of a sudden. Sorry though. So we I think I lost my train of thought. So what I mean is like every period we're on Zoom, but we don't close Zoom until the meeting ends. So of course, what I mean by Zoom is kind of like we have that mix between, it's like mostly Zoom, but we also use Schoology because, how are we going to do our stuff from home? But what I mean by totally Schoology is, no interaction except for emails. And a mix of both would be like, okay, we're going to have this instruction period, and then maybe the next day it's on Schoology, or it's like a mix between both. And yes, this does look very wrong. I think, honestly, it's going to be a mix of both. I think the school can bring forth a lot of good things with both programs. Now, this might change as we go along, and of course, it's probably going to be a mix of both because, they say we can transition back from remote to traditional. So, God, I keep losing my train of thought. So, of course, could be both. And if I'm wrong, well, somebody can yell at me. I do think remote was a better choice. I'm just trying to fill the time now because this was extremely quick. And, we're not going to be able to tell what it's going to be until August 28th, unless they changed it after this time of the recording. Because guess what? It's a pre-record. It's a pre-record. So, yay. We won't have the normal human interaction if you're at home, but we have Google Meet. We have Zoom. We have, I don't think you have to be 16 to sign up for Zoom. So we have Google Meet. I know how to do it. If anybody doesn't know how to do it, that's how you can have lunch, people. Just have lunch in your room, have it on top of your computer, and be like, yeah, sounds awesome. Did you hear about Joe and Sam? Yeah, kind of like that. Of course, I will be home on remote learning, so that means that I'm open for that. Yay! But I think the school district can definitely use Zoom to its full extent now that they have the certification. I think they may use more programs too once they get their training for that. But the main problem that we did, people think we're going to do Schoology because that's what we did, when we had to come home, but we didn't have that training for the teachers until the last 2 weeks where nothing was really mandatory because, even we didn't really know how to use it. We were kind of sitting back and be like, yeah, our school doesn't have Zoom. So we don't have to suffer that. I used to saw stuff on social media that was like, oh, we have to be on Zoom. Zoom's such a bad thing. And I'm like, I don't feel the pain. I really don't, and I'm happy. But maybe we will now. Their disastrous plan has now come forth. So, an incredibly short video. I'm trying to make this 13 minutes. Not even. But enough of me babbling. This is probably it. I should probably end the video since I just keep going on and on and on, and give myself some time to relax. I do feel kind of stressed. I should probably kind of lay down and relax for a little. So, without further ado, have a great day, have a great whatever. Good luck in remote learning to everyone who's doing remote learning, which I don't think a lot of people are. And with that, I press the glorious button. And yes, a button, because, again, pre-record. God, I don't like this. I can't have my finger over it. Yeah, pre-record. Glorious pre-record. I push the glorious button. That ends everything. So without further ado, have a great day, have a great ever, and we'll be back with episode 27. Goodbye.